let's take a look at the market as usual. Now, as usual, as you know, we're going to do our daily technical analysis on the major currency pairs, and we'll see how we go. We'll take a look at the euro to start off with, and we'll see how our trading can be done today. All right, we'll just take a look at the daily situation. Now, this week we've got some news coming out on Wednesday. The Fed has some notes to release, so that's on the agenda. But until then, and other than Wednesday, it's not really going to be a news week at all. So the market is pretty much following, as you can see, this trend going upwards in this channel that we were following last week. And if you take a look at this on the 1 hour chart, our euro dollar, you can see it's quite natural that the market is moving up from here. One thing though, let's take a look at our a detailed chart on the euro dollar, and if I take a look at the 1 hour chart there, as you can see, it just reached daily pivot area here. So this is going to be an interesting area to see. This is what you can do with the euro dollar today. If it breaks above the 1175 area and then pulls back, it's an opportunity to go long. All right, so that's not a bad opportunity to trade today on the euro dollar, because then we'll be kind of like going in with the motion of the market, following that trend. Okay, and because it's a 1 hour chart, keep your expectations intraday, so taking 15-20 points out of the market and not keeping a long position for too long, obviously. Why? Because at the end of the day, euro is also in this, let's take a look overall. When you look at the chart, all right, it's sideways market, and it can get pretty choppy in the center there. So because this is a 4 hour and a 1 hour chart we're looking at today, it's going to be more like a few days or so. We'll probably see the market up and around here somewhere, and we'll see how that goes. But the main thing that will give us the hint that the market is going to be moving up is if it breaks above this area, because on the weekly as well, if you take a look at your weekly, let's just get rid of this. Okay, this is the weekly chart here. As you can see, we're breaking out here. So the market, if it breaks above there, has potential to come up this week, and then the market will look for a place to sell that. So let's take a actually look at the monthly chart, and this is our monthly chart, right? So we have a triangle here. So the market might just raise it up a little bit and then to sell it again by the end of the week. So be mindful. This is why I said take intraday trades rather than long-term trades. Just follow the motion of the market. Let's take a look at the pound dollar. The pound dollar, I drew some lines here last week, and as you can see, we have some more room to come down. But I think the only reason that the market is buying the pound at this support level, which we drew last week, is probably to sell it off later on, because I do believe the pound still has some room to come down. And if you take a look at our detailed chart here, this is the 4 hour chart, they'd just be pushing it up to sell it again and again. On our daily chart, a good spot to sell is this 29.75 area, so that's not a bad spot to sell. A second place, let's see on the weekly, if the market holds this support area and breaks that 29.75, then we could see it going higher towards the 31 region here, all right, towards this red line here. Only then though, if we have a good breakout above, because on our 4 hour chart we still might see it coming down to here before the market really gives us some support. But we have been anticipating the pound be coming down, and I think it's come to that point where it has had enough of the sell, and it's now looking for some support area. Let's take a look at the dollar franc. This is a 1 hour chart. Let's take a look at the 4 hour chart first. Again, this is the 4 hour chart. As you can see, we had a nice up move. Let's get rid of these lines. It's a new week. You can keep that one. Let's just get rid of it. Okay. So this is how your chart looks like on the 4 hour. Let's take a look at the daily. Now on the daily, as you can see, it's in a range. So we have resistance here and support here, slightly lower, and this is a nice retracement level here, and this is also another nice retracement level there. Okay. So what we're going to do in this between area here, well, the between is always going to be messy. All right, so one thing you don't want to be is around the choppy zone. So if I bring this down to my 4-hour chart, as you can see, the areas for us to really be trading are down here or up there. Okay, other than that, we don't really want to mess around with this currency pair in the middle of nowhere where the market is choppy, because if you look back, see how choppy that area is from before. Okay, it's going down, up, down, so this will cause a lot of stress for traders, and generally it's not a good idea. So let's leave dollar franc aside for a while, and let's take a look at, for example, the dollar yen. The dollar yen, okay, this as you can see here, this is a nice support area on the dollar yen. Actually, let me get rid of that, and we can actually move this here, and we can draw a parallel line there. So as you can see, this area is also going to be a nice support. So we can anticipate a bit of dollar yen shorting. For us, what it's going to be like is, let's take a look at our detailed chart. This is the daily, and let me just draw this line here as well. Okay, there we go. So just bear with me a second. Alright, this is the dollar yen daily chart. As you can see, we have a nice triangle here and a slight breakdown. Now if the dollar yen breaks down, as you can see, it has room to come down. As you can see, that's going to be a double bottom area for this support, and this area is going to be a double bottom for this support. So dollar yen might still pop its head down a little bit, and if it does, though, we'll be definitely looking to buy. On the weekly, it's on the support here on the price. If it breaks that, we'll see it coming down a little bit, and here is a nice level that we'd like to get down to. That's 99.20, and the market is at 101 at the moment, so that's about 175, 85 points to come down from where it is at the moment. So it's not a bad drop at all if the market continues to go down. So if it comes back for a double bottom in this area, it'll be good to be going up again. And on our 4-hour chart, that's not such a, yeah, on our 4-hour chart, we can also see that if we close it up a little bit. There you go. So these support areas still exist, and the market might just dip down there a little bit before they start buying again. Okay. This little triangle here, as you can see, is a descending triangle, if you know technical analysis. Okay. The red and the navy blue, and if I just tighten that up a little bit, it's a bit more obvious. There we go. Okay, so if the market is going up and down around here and finally decides to fall, then we will see dollar yen coming down to these lines here. Okay, all you have to do is just flip the triangle. You can see the market has potential to come down if it breaks down in those areas, especially on the weekly. It's already on the support there, so if it starts creeping down, it's a sign that it's got room to come down. Right, let's take a look at the gold today, finally. Now here's gold, and gold, as you can see, it's generally on this 4-hour chart, what we see is a sideways market, so it's ranging, and the middle is always a choppy area, as you know. So let's just put these and make things a bit more stable for ourselves. There we go. Okay. So in between these levels, we don't want to be. Personally, with the gold, I think it'll be in this range again until the end of the week, and then we'll see how it goes. If we wanted to take a detailed look at gold, this is our 4-hour chart, and if we wanted to take a nice detailed look, what we'd be doing with gold today would be buying it. Today is actually where it took off now. The market has room to go up, and we just need to make a few adjustments here with the daily changes. In fact, there we go. I don't need to make any changes because it's all on there. Okay. The reason is also on your 1-hour chart, it's now breaking above this weekly and daily pivot area, so this will have potential to push up. Okay. normally if we're trading on a blank chart, it's a sideways market and it's a bit choppy in the center, but because we have these sensitive support resistance lines that we can see daily pivot and weekly pivot, it's actually an indication that if the market goes above these levels, see this level here, about above the 1,342.43 price area, then it has potential to move up to 1,345.51 and even up to 1,363 by the end of this week. So there is a bit of potential. However, though, I'd enter with a smaller lot size, simply because if you take a look at if you take a look at a nice blank chart here, it is still in a sideways market inside of that range, in the middle of that range. So that's the top, that's the bottom, and that's the middle. So it has a potential to be choppy, but still, I think it's got potential to go up if you're a gold trader. Finally, let's take a look at the dollar ZAR. Dollar ZAR is inside this channel, as you can see, and has a nice pull back. So we might see the dollar ZAR around the 13 region again. And if it does come down to these levels, it's not a bad spot to buy at all. And this is our daily chart, and as you can see on our daily chart, there's that resistance area. From that resistance, it's pulling back. However, though, let's take a look at the weekly as well. However, though, I do think this 1325 area is still a good spot to buy. 1325, I think is good for the a good buy level for the ZAR. So on the 4-hour chart, on those pullback levels, I think we have an opportunity to go long. As you can see, 1328 here, 1315 is a good level, 1315.20, and of course it's 1308. So all that area, there's some support lines there. I think it adds a bit more potential to pull back, so don't rush into it. Let it come back down to that 1315, 13 area, and then we'll take a look at it again. So don't rush buying straight into it. But we did say the ZAR was going to get stronger, and as it does get stronger, it's always good to buy dollars when your ZAR is strong. Obviously, you're getting more value for your money. We hope that helps, and hopefully we'll see you at tomorrow's daily technical analysis video, where we're looking at the market day to day. Have a good day and good luck with your trading.